Last week, the message was Nanak bache tuud tin prabh sarni dar padiyah manghar prabhu aradhana bahorna janmadiyah. The seeker is seeking the company of those who have been there, who have surrendered themselves completely to Him. Nanak Banche. Banche means looking for. Dhoor means dust. Looking for the dust of their feet. Who are they? Prabh sarni dar padiyah. Prabh means the creator. Sarni par means surrender. Dar means his doorstep. Those who have surrendered themselves 100% at his door, a seeker is seeking them, their company. Why is that? Because on this journey there are going to be lots of ups and downs, doubts, questions, difficulties. And the seeker is going to need some help from those who have gone ahead of them. And if you are one of those seekers, then you will discover that once you find that company, there will be only one message given to you, and that is Manghar Prabhu Aradhana. Prabhu means the creator. Aradhana means to repeatedly remember Him. They will give you only one message. Start remembering Him. Replace your worldly memories with His memory. And if anybody is giving you anything else, then you know that you have just come across a fake master. But why do they give only this message? And the answer is bahorna janmadiyah. This is the only way that you can jump off the wheel of cause and effect, life and death, birth and rebirth. Janmadiyah. Janam. Janam means to be born. Bahorna means not again, forever. This is the only way. Every true mystic, regardless of which part of the world he or she was born, raised, and reached the peak of the human evolution, every single one had the same message. The listener might be in trouble because they are not understanding, the language is different, the metaphor is different, the examples are different, but the message is the same. It cannot be any different, because that's the only way. And we know from our practical life, who do we remember the most? Who do we feel closest the most? one we love. Is it not? If the lover is sitting next to you, you wish you had the means to just rip the skin and get inside and sew the skin back. That's how strong the urge is to much. If you start remembering, that intensity starts developing. What are we used to? Ours is the reverse. We first look at somebody and then say, love at first sight. And now we cannot get them out of the mind. The entire society and the parents and the business and the friends, they can all come together and hammer us. Wake up. What are you doing? Wake up. What are you doing? But no. The spell of that love at first sight is so binding, nothing wakes us up. When you are going there, you just reverse the process. It will happen. Just because we cannot see him, we say, well, how can I love him? That's a problem. That's a paradox. And you have to overcome it. Because the love generated by the eyes is infatuation. We confuse it with love. But the love created of just pure reverence, by looking at the creation, go into reverential space for the Creator. Love that will be born out of that would not be an infatuation. This quality will be totally different. Since we do not have the example in our physical life, we keep on running in circles and arguing about it and discussing it, talking and posting on the Twitter and the Facebook and YouTube, and on and on and on. Everybody is becoming a master about love. People in the show business are making movies about love guru. Remember, there was a very recent Hollywood movie, The Love Guru. Guru cannot give you love. Love evolves from inside. How? By going into the reverential space. A reverence for when you look at the simple things. Wow, how did that happen? And if you go to any scientist and ask them, okay, fine, you just have gone through this evolution for the last 150 years, entire Western mind has been on this trip created by Darwin. And you ask the Darwin, please explain how did this particular flower decide to be this? How did it evolve? I would say a random natural selection. And hold these so-called scientists right there and say, that's not the answer to my question. Natural selection applies when there is already a living cell, already a living being. Then the natural selection can say, is this better than this? If this is better, this can be passed on to the next generation and this can die. That's how the law of natural selection is defined. What should be passed to the next generation? The genes that are better for your survival. But that means I first have to be there. So, I am showing you a flower. Tell me, how did this flower decide that I am better than what? What is my comparison? These type of challenging questions, when the brain surrenders, it goes into a reverential space. Wow. When you go into the wow space, you start developing that, what is called godly love. And this godly love is the only process that guarantees Manghar Prabhu Aradhana Bahad na Janamadiyaha. If you are into the Prabhu Aradhana, remembering the God, then you are guaranteed jumping off the wheel of karma. So if you are in that, then here is the type of life you will be leading in this dimension, and that is the next hymn. And the next hymn, the word is Pokh. In vernacular Punjabi language is also called Pokh. In the Persian and Turkish language, there is also a word Pokh. But they use it in a very negative term. Turkish and Persian languages use the word Pokh as a human waste. In our language, Pokh means touching, affecting. Something that would not affect you. Pokh means pohna. Pohna means to affect somebody, to influence somebody. So the first line says, Pokh tukhaar na vi-aapa-ee. See, we have gone through the spring season, the summer season, we are stepping into the winter season. So month of Pokh is a cold month. And in the cold month, in the outside world, in the nature, we find snow and ice, coldness. Tukhaar literally means, in Punjabi we call it kakkar, ya kora paira. What does it mean? When you get up early in the morning, in winter days, and you step outside, and you find the drop of water that had fallen on the leaf, it is frozen. It has become ice. In our language, baar kakkar paya hoya, kora paya hoya. Outside, there is a fine sheet of snow. That means the temperature has dropped below the freezing point. So the water is now becoming solid. As I said, mystic doesn't care what these are words. I'm just giving you the literal meaning. Now let us go back to the mystic one and find out what is the coldness and what is the tukhaar, what is the kakkar. Wow. Coldness means not cold-hearted. Coldness means the quiet mind, peaceful mind, no heat energy, no tension. Why not? Because the first paragraph had said, Manghar Prabhu Aradhana. Those who have accepted his memory, they are now quieting down. They are cooling down. But what kind of cool is that? The like we put in our sharbat, like we put the ice in the water? We say, no, it's not like that. Pokh, tukhaar, naahu-English. This is not that one. That coldness is not the one which will hurt you. The child who likes to eat ice too much just puts some ice in his hand and hold it right here. Within 3 seconds he's going to be yelling. The hand is burning. How can the hand be burning? It's cold. You start teaching the children discipline because ice does burn. Where is the sensation of burning coming from? The body maintains constant temperature of 97.4, isn't it? So if you cool the skin here so much that the heat starts flowing out, the skin is going to feel the sensation of burning. It's common physics. Gurbani is saying, Pokh, tukhaar, naahu-English. This is not the kind of cold that is touching you, Pokh, that is poking you, pohing you. It's not affecting you like had you put your hand on an ice. Vi-aapa-ee, affecting. Pokh, tukhaar, naahu-English. It's not that kind of cold. Be very aware. Be very alert. What's going on? Your heart, your mind is settling down. And that peace, that tranquility, that coldness is of a totally different nature. And what is that nature? Kanth mili-aa. Kanth means the throat, not outside, inside. In your throat, Har means the creator, Naha means his name. These vocal cords are vibrating with his name. See what an allegory it is. Look at the beauty of the words, how they are interwoven in what a absolutely mystical pattern. You can just stay on this line and say, wow. Yes, it is a month of cold outside, but you have a different kind of cold inside. And what you experience outside is not going to touch you. Why? Because kanth mili-aa. The throat is vibrating with his sound, with his name. And while the body is doing this, man-bayDhi-aa charnaarbind darsan lagrhaa saahu. Now the mind is yearning. Now the mind is crying. If you are not on that path, what would be the mind doing? What are you doing sitting here? Could you not work and earn some money this time? Isn't it? Could you not make for me 4 more phone calls or keep some more appointments, etc., etc. But if you are on that path, you are going to say, I have enough of that. I am going to sit down and I am going to repeat his name. Man-bayDhi-aa. bayDhi-aa literally means you take a needle and prick. Vedana means to prick. So when you sew 2 pieces of cloth, right, you prick hole in both of them and then tie with a thread. That's called Vedana. This is the mind is now pricked by his word. His word is acting as a needle. And very easy sewing the mind, charnaarbind. The essence of his feet. Look at the beauty of the word. Because he has no feet. Right? He is not physical. But the word uses charnaarbind. The essence. The feeling of surrendering. When we surrender, what do we do? At somebody's feet, don't we? That's an auto-reflex, right? Our respect immediately goes to the feet. Isn't that amazing? And we consider feet to be the dirtiest. And feet gets the most respect, even from the head, which is considered to be the holiest. Eventually head comes down. Man-bayDhi-aa charnaarbind. The mind has been touched by the essence of that energy. And what is the yearning now? What is the mind crying for? Darsan lagrhaa saahu. Darsan karna means to see from inside. I now want to see you. The mind is also inside. He is also inside. And now you are chanting his name and you have only one yearning left. Come out of hiding. Let me see you, look at you, experience you from within. Darsan is not from outside. Darsan is from inside. Darsan lagrhaa saahu. Saahu means that creator. Old govind gopaal raa-ay. Now watch how careful these mystics are. They just gave you the first 2 lines and said, you are on that path and you have a desire. And you are doing something. Right? Immediate alert. Remember, when we are saying you are something, you are not doing something. Immediately jump at the very seed of the ego. The The first two lines gave the impression as if the seeker is doing something. Listen to the two lines again. Pokh, tukhaar, naahu-English, kanth, mili-aa, raa-ay. In the throat, it is his name resounding. Man bayDhi-aa, charnaarbind. Mind is in touch with the essence of his feet. Darsan, lagrhaa, saahu. The only desire left is to experience him from inside. See, the seeker as a subject has been highlighted. And now they are going to pull the rug right from under the feet and say, "O govind, gopaal, raa-ay." You are not doing it. Oat means the sport. If I lean on this, that's my sport, that's oat. You say all that's going on is because the sport is coming from Oat, Govind, Gopaal, raa-ay. 3 names. All meaning the same. Govind, Gopaal, raa-ay. It is his sport, and sayvaa, su-aamee, laahu. He has put you to this work. Sayvaa means service. Su-aamee means the creator. Laahu means to put you on the path. If this is happening, get your eye out of the way. Otherwise, the very first step will be the wrong step. A meditator has to be reminded with every breath. Did you just say Vaheguru? Yes, I did. Wrong. Did you say Vaheguru? Yes. Wrong. Did you say Vaheguru? No, he did. Right. Now you're getting the message. He is speaking through you. You are not speaking him. That is an impossibility. Every doctor can tell you that when the patient is at the final breath, and if they try to put a drop of water in their mouth, it doesn't go in. Even though the patient was just saying something only a moment ago. And now you cannot put a spoon of water, it will come right out. How come? Because while the patient was thinking, I am talking, and the doctor was thinking, I am listening to you, he's having a laugh. And he's demonstrating you right there and then and say, look at this body. And doctor looks at the heart and lung machine, the functions are still working. But he has withdrawn the very first energy he gave you. What was the first energy? The very first energy. Sound. Is it not? When the child comes to the world, what is the first faculty he uses? Crying. The sound. And what is the first faculty he takes away? The sound. The patient is standing right at the boundary line, watching you trying to feed and watching where it is going, but not allowed to tell you what he is saying. So the sound is taken away first. And you have come into this world, sound is given you first, so that even the people who are standing outside the theater where the delivery is taking place will say, yeah, there is a birth. To say I am saying this, I am doing this, is one of the first mistake a meditator makes. And the Gurbani warns you right after it said do something. And what's the warning? Ot govind gopaal raa-ay sayvaa su-aamee laahu. It is his sport. It is his grace who's putting you on that path. He's holding your hand. He's leading you. He's walking with you as a father teaches a child by handing the finger. Hold my finger and keep coming with me. And if you bear that in mind, bikhi-aa poh sak-ee. Bikhi-aa means a negative energy. Bikh literally means poison. All that junk collected from outside is poison for the evolution of the soul. That's why it says bikhi-aa poh sak-ee. It's not going to touch you. Remember I said poh means to touch, to effect. Bikhi-aa poh sak-ee. This is the beauty of this scripture. It defines its words right in there. But we don't pay attention. The literal translation is, let me give you a sample of the literal translation. In the month of Pokh, the woman who has her husband with her, she will not feel cold. That's the literal translation. Isn't it comical? Bikhi-aa poh sak-ee. The poison of the life is not going to affect you, influence you, touch you. Well, why not? What is so special about me? It says, mili saaDhoo gun gaahu. What was the first message from the first paragraph? Sarma-payi naaraa-inai nanak dar-bayree-aa. No, I'm sorry. Nanak bache tu udten prabh sarni dar-bayree-aa. Those who have gone, you are looking for them, you are in their company, and they are putting you on the right path. And while you are walking on that path, what are you doing? Mili saaDhoo gun gaahu. In those company, in that environment, you are continuously in touch with that energy. Because they will not themselves go away from that energy, and they will motivate you also to stay with that energy. They will not let you distract. Mili saaDhoo gun gaahu. jaa-o upjee teh milee sachee pareet samaha. What a promise. If you stay on that path, then you are guaranteed. What? Jaa-o upjee teh milee. From wherever you are born. Jaa-o, from wherever. Upjee, born. Teh milee. Go back into that. And once you go back into that, that is the real proof that the love has, the true love has now matured within yourself. Sachee pareet samaha. This is the definition of true love. Where there is no possibility of any separation now. There is no identity left. There are no two left. There is only one. That is the definition of true love. If there is a possibility of separation, true love doesn't exist. And we are all experts. I truly love him. Oh yeah. But you know, stop right there. Right after you said, I truly love him, and you followed it with a but. All that you said is totally negated. If and but does not exist in true love. It's not conditional. The humanity has completely gone to sleep. For the last few days, there is a thread running on the Facebook with one of our old friends. The same topic again. How do we know there is a true love? Allah exists. Because I started the thread by just saying that giving all of you does not guarantee that somebody will reciprocate. If he does, that's great. If he doesn't, still be contented that the love grew inside you. And someone picked that thread and has been running it for the last whole week. I just can't put it back. Because if you want to run in circles, you really can. It's an endless journey. Look at a simple statement. This statement is false. Think about this. If this statement is false, then what is just conveyed to you is true. And if what it conveyed to you is true, how it can be false? These are called circular statements. They don't appear on the surface. This statement is false. Very innocent statement. Now you can go in circle and keep on discussing and never ending. Once again, if what it says is true, then how it can be false? And if it is false, then how it can communicate the truth? They are two opposite. And you can take this statement, make a thesis out of it, and keep on writing on paper after paper after paper. You will never end it. The true love. How do we know there is a true love? Here is a test. jahte upjee teh milee sachee preet samaaha. That's the test. That's the only time you know there is a true love, when one becomes the one. True lovers can never disagree, fight, argue, judge, find faults. Impossible. Because all they know is yes, love. Whatever you say, whatever you do, however you are. No arguments, no discussions, no back and forth, nothing. It's only yes. you cannot declare it, you have to live it. You have to demonstrate it. And your inside will immediately say, I don't want to be exploited by somebody. I have my self-esteem. I have my self-respect. Love disappears, I comes in, and now we are arguing about what is the definition of true love. जहती उपजी तह मिली सच्ची प्रीत उमा समाहा कर गह लीनी पार ब्रह्म भावना विचहृि-aahu. When you surrender to him, what does he do? Kar gah le. Gah means to hold somebody by the arm and pull him up. Those who have been trekking in the desert, they know that there are certain areas where there is a quicksand. If your foot ever steps into the quicksand, you cannot get out of the quicksand by yourself. It's impossible. Even if you twitch a muscle because it's itchy, sand will shift and pull you down. The only way to get out of that is somebody standing away from you, throw you a rope, and then pull you out. It is the same kind of environment in this world. All you need to do is surrender to him, and he will extend his hand and you pull you out of this quicksand. Otherwise it's not possible. By your trying it's not possible. That may sound paradoxical. Why not? Well, when you are trying, your ego is there. You have to let go completely. I can't get out. I have no energy, no capacity to get out. Only you can do it. I just surrender myself to you. And if you want me to sink in this sinkhole, so be it. When he pulls you out, bayree-aa vichhurhi-aahu, he will never separate you from him again. He has pulled you back. बार जाओ लख बेरिया हर सज्जन अगम अगाहा. I am sacrificed to you many times. Bar jao lakh beriya. Lakh literally means 100,000. But that's not the meaning. The idea is, I am a sacrifice to you forever and ever. O my Lord, har sajjan agamaga. O the Lord, who is beyond all limits, who is beyond all capabilities of the humanity, I surrender to you. Charnaarbind naaraa-inai. Charnaarbind. To surrender, naaraa means the creator. And then once you surrender, then you are not getting up. Once a Sufi saint wrote, जो दर पे न झुक जाए उसे सर नहीं कहते, जो झुक के उठ जाए उसे दर नहीं कहते. Let me translate it for you. A head that cannot bow on the altar is not the real head. and the head that has bow on the altar, and it has to get up, then that's not the right altar. Jo dar pe na jhuk jaye, the one who does not surrender to dar, means the boundary, altar. Jo dar pe उसे सर नहीं कहते, then that's not the right head. But after surrendering, if he has to get up, जो झुक के उठ जाए, once that surrendered and had to get up, then उसे दर नहीं कहते. Then that's not the right place to surrender. Because once you surrender, then you stay surrendered. If you find the right place, then surrender and then don't get up. Just let it be. Which is being said here. Sarn pai naaraa-inai, nanak dar pa-ee-aahu. Once I have surrendered to you, now I am right here. I am not getting up anymore. Dar pa-ee-aahu. No need to get up, no need to come back home, because found the right place. Pokh sohanda sarv sukh jis bakshe ve parva. Pokh. The influence is that good which is jis bakshe ve parva, which has been graced by him, which has been blessed by him. So that's the hymn number 11 on page 135. So we'll take a pause here. So if there are any comment or questions, lines are open.